Well, welcome to this week's deep dive video. Hopefully you can hear me okay. This week, it's not going to be as edited and clean as it is some other times. And some of you may be thinking, it's edited other times? I went for a fun joyride to go get a cup of coffee a few minutes ago, and I found the weather's not as fun as I would have hoped. So I'm going to be running home to work the rest of the day. But my computer that edits all the videos is not at my home. So I'm not going to have a chance to edit this and wanted to make sure I got it out before I left for today. So we're not going to have the fancy intro or anything, but I hope you get the meat of it anyway. Now, we talked about Mark chapter 5 this week, and there's so many incredible things in that passage, but we focused on Jairus and this woman and their interaction with Jesus. Now, I mentioned that Jairus was a leader in the synagogue, and he had this influence in his town. And with power and influence comes the reality that you can lose it. And Jesus had already become unpopular with a lot of the religious leaders of their day. He had already started to have people rise up against him and be frustrated with who he was and how he taught and what it was he was saying. And there were people working actively to discredit Jesus, to impede his ministry. And Jairus was part of this group that may not have been directly trying to impede Jesus, but I'm sure there were some in his synagogue that were at least skeptical. But Jairus, in front of a huge crowd, goes to Jesus. He goes to Jesus out of desperation. He goes to Jesus to have his daughter healed, but he still goes to Jesus. And then the woman, we talked about her being unclean, and that was more than just she needed to take a bath or wash her hands. She couldn't participate in society. For 12 years, she was an outcast. For 12 years. And there were these rules. She was not allowed to go into a crowd. She was not allowed to touch other people. But this woman goes to Jesus, and she says, even if I can just touch his cloak, his garments, I know I'll be healed. She goes. And as I was reading through this, I began to think, what is keeping you from Jesus? Are you like Jairus, and there's a lot of social influence that you'll lose if you go? I've mentioned before, I had a guy in my youth group who told me, if I behave the way Jesus called me to behave, no one will believe it. Are you like Jairus and you think, man, people aren't going to buy this? Or I might lose friends over this. I might lose my job over this. What is it that's keeping you from Jesus? Are you like the lady and you've got physical things going on in your life that are keeping you from getting out and keeping you from following him in ways that you would like? Are you like her and there's going to be a cost getting there? That first step may actually cost you something. It may bring a lot of frustration and anger from the people around you. Maybe you're like her and you're thinking, if people in the crowd find out what I've got going on, I won't even make it to Jesus. What is it that is keeping you from getting to him? I hope that you were able to listen to what we talked about on Sunday and that you were able to read through this passage, because both Jairus and this lady had a lot to lose but chose to go to Jesus anyway. They made it happen. They made a way to get to Jesus. It was so important for them because they knew Jesus was the only one that could fix what was wrong. Jesus is the only one that can fix what's wrong in your life. He's the only one who can take all the mistakes that we've made and turn them around. He's the only one that can make us into a new creation. The only one that can turn the ship that we're so bad at steering. I hope that this has been something that you can take away from this passage. I hope that you will ask the question, what is keeping me from coming to, or what is keeping me from following Jesus? And I hope that as we identify those things, we grow in putting those out. We get rid of those things that are keeping us from him. We overcome those things. And know that you're not in this alone. Especially if you've got some physical thing that's keeping you from following Jesus, please know that you're not in this alone. We would love to help you get to Jesus. Whatever's going on in your life, we want to talk with you as a church, and I as a minister, I want to talk with you and help you figure that out. I hope this has been a good deep dive for you guys, and I hope that you stay safe during this weather. I know, again, I'm going to go home and work from the comfort and safety of my home before all the other drivers are out driving in this mess too. So you guys stay safe and have a blessed week. We'll see you on Sunday.